The controversy behind the new Assassin's Creed game is continuing to grow, and the game designers are accused of trying to push a woke agenda down the fans' throats. And with the direction of this controversy is headed, this video game is definitely going to be a flop. And I'm here to say that the controversy behind it is a little stupid. But before I get into it, guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell up top so you get notified of the latest and greatest videos. Now, the main base of this argument is that they made the main character in this video game of a different race and a different sexual orientation. Now, even though the sexual orientation part is of a woke agenda, and I will definitely give the fans that, because that's a real big thing in media right now, where they're changing the sexual orientation of a lot of fictional characters and comic book characters. And a lot of people that know me or know my YouTube channel know how I feel about this. I feel that it adds nothing original to the character, and it does a huge disservice to their fan base. I have no problem with characters that have a different sexual orientation. As a matter of fact, I've covered them before on this channel. And one of my favorite artists and writer of all time is Rebecca Sugar. Her work in Steven Universe is just top notch. But when you change a character's sexual orientation who is normally being portrayed as straight, it does feel like you're pushing an agenda. But the main reason and original reason why people are upset with the new Assassin's Creed game is because the main character is black. And a lot of articles and YouTubers alike are saying that the character of Yasuke is historically inaccurate, because their main point of view is that this man was never made samurai. But the main question I have for the Japanese community and people who are on the bandwagon of this is a woke agenda, why is now his portrayal as a samurai all of a sudden a problem? Because this is my point. Yasuke was really a person that actually existed. We know that he was a bodyguard that fought alongside the daimyo. We know that he wore samurai armor, and we know that he actually fought in battles in Japan. And we also know that those battles were fought alongside samurai. But we don't know if he was actually given the rank of samurai or not. But the thing about it is, this has never been a problem up until this point, because Yasuke's character has been portrayed in media, video games, and movies before. He was actually even in an anime in Japan. And every time he has been portrayed on the small screen, he has always been a samurai. And there was never a controversy until his character became a part of a major franchise like Assassin's Creed. What I'm simply saying is, you can't have it both ways. Hollywood has been doing this with the Japanese community for a very, very long time. Whenever there's an on-screen depiction of Japanese people, they're usually replaced by white actors. And this happens almost all the time in the United States. From live screen anime adaptations to movies, even their comic book characters in the MCU have all been replaced with white actors or people of a different race. And many people will make the argument, well, these characters that you're talking about are fictional characters, and Yasuke is a real person that has historical value in Japan. And my counter argument to that would be, yes, that is true, but his likeness or who he was as a man has now ascended to legend-like status, meaning that now when people usually tell his story, it's usually from a folklore perspective versus what actually happened. And this again is something that happens in media all the time. Look at shows on TV like Regular Ragnarok. Some of the people in that show actually existed in real history, but because their backstory is shrouded in mystery, or they've been dead for a very long time, and some of their stories have actually became more exaggerated, we have now elevated to telling their story from a more folklore type perspective, and we started to view them as fictional characters versus real people. And the very thing the Japanese community and the fans are accusing Ubisoft of doing is the same thing we've been seeing in the West for years. From live action anime adaptations like Alita Battle Angel, Ghost in the Shell, Death Note, and Dragon Ball Evolution, to Hollywood movies like The Forbidden Kingdom, The Great Wall, and 47th Ronin, anytime Hollywood has an oriental legend or movie, they have always replaced the main character or side characters with people of different races. They even flat out had John Wayne play Genghis Khan. To me, what Ubisoft is doing is kind of like what The Last Samurai did. In that movie, they weren't whitewashing samurais, because Tom Cruise's character was actually based on a French captain who fought alongside samurais in a war. They just took a historical event in history and they over-exaggerated it for Hollywood and movie purposes. And that's exactly what they're doing in Assassin's Creed. However, the key difference that's shrouded in mystery is that we really don't know if Yasuke was made samurai or not. And also, because he really existed and because he was actually black, this isn't blackfacing or whitewashing or Americanizing a Japanese character. It's telling the story from a perspective of a man that actually existed. And so far as being historically inaccurate, I really kind of don't want to hear that, because Netflix literally made a movie about this man not too long ago fighting mechanized robots, and I didn't see any YouTube videos on it being historically inaccurate. Now look, guys, for the Japanese fans, I understand what you're going through. This is the first Ubisoft game or Assassin's Creed game where it's being set in Japan and you want to play as a Japanese character. I get that. And to be honest with you, I believe you should have that, because I played the Assassin's Creed game where it was set in Africa, and if Ubisoft made it so that I was playing as a person of a different race, I'd be kind of pissed off too. The only thing I'm confused about is why this is surrounding so much controversy, but this wasn't. Why is historical accuracy and depicting characters as their normal race all of a sudden a problem in society? Because you don't want me to even get started on what they've been doing with Egypt, because I wholeheartedly agree that people should be depicted as their proper race, and I believe in equal representation. But what I don't believe is having selective outrage, because it has to go both ways. You can't on one hand be okay or feel comfortable not saying anything when your protagonist is being being portrayed by a white actor. Then on the same hand be mad when he gets replaced by a black samurai that actually existed in feudal Japan in a video game. And I could possibly be ignorant to what's been going on behind the scenes, and if I am, please educate me in the comments section. But let me know what you guys think and where you stand on this issue. Do you believe people are overreacting, or do you believe that Ubisoft was actually trying to push a woke agenda? Until next time, y'all, peace.